Okay, here we are in the lab again, and this is episode 4 of the Retro 1993 PC build. And so in the last video, we got our hard drive all set up and we're all happy, but there's a little catch to that. The hard drive is probably in the early stages of failure. So it looks like we got a head, probably the bearing on the heads, maybe could be something else, but it doesn't read. It either can't unpark itself properly, or it can't read sector 0 properly 100% of the time. Like 1 to 2 times out of 10, it will fail to load the sector. So, but we're just gonna deal with that, because once it's booted up and got the system loaded, we're fine. I have never seen any errors for after that. So once it's up and running, we're fine. I've even tried to let it run overnight to stay warm, and then it still has problems when you power cycle the system. So we're just gonna put that to the side right now and deal with it. And we're gonna go ahead and load DOS. We're gonna load DOS 6.22 and get that on there and go from there. All right, well, let's get to it. Okay, so let's go and boot up our system, and we are gonna copy our floppy disk to the hard drive. So if anything happens to the floppy, or we'll have a copy on our hard drive. Plus, programs run a lot faster off the hard drive. So let's put our DOS and our easy drive disks on the C drive. So let's fire up the system here. All right, there's our, we're gonna have to do something with our auto exec bat. We'll do that next after this, because we'll install the network driver, and then that should get rid of the time and date thing, because we'll put something in our auto exec bat file, and that'll keep it from prompting for the date and time every time. All right, so let's make a directory, MD, and we're going to call it DOS disks. See, DOS disks. All right, and then we just do a dir/w, and you can see that it's right here. So then we will change to that directory, cd DOS disks, enter. All right, so we're in that directory. Do a dir, ain't nothing in there. So we're going to put our DOS disks in there. We should do this. Let's make a directory in there, in our DOS disk directory, called disk1. All right, and then we'll make a directory called disk2. Let's capitalize it, make them the same. And then another one, disk3. All right, so now we will put our DOS disk in our floppy drive. All right, and we will copy copy a /star, which means that it copies everything. And we're going to copy it to C /, DOS disk backslash disk 1. Enter. Now those first three files are the command interpreter and the system when you make a system disk. There's our auto exec bat, and there's the double space. That freed up some space on your hard disk by compression, I believe. I'm not sure what choice is. Edit is your editor. Format formats drives, disks. Keyboard system. System is how you put the system on. So when you go format/S, after it formats the drive, it uses that to put it on. And MSDOS down there is for your CD-ROM, check disk, a lot of disk functions, fdisk to make format and make partitions, EMM386, which was extended memory manager, some other drivers for the keyboards and country configuration, some network stuff. Windows 3.1 didn't have any network stuff. All right, so now we'll take that disk out. And we'll put disk number 2 in. Now, when we type that first command in, it still remembers it. So we can hit F3, and it's the same command. So we can just go \2 and put 2. And that's a little bit of a faster way of doing it. There's also an unformat.com there. You could, like if you accidentally formatted your hard drive, you might be able to unformat it if you didn't write anything in between those two time periods. But once you format it and you start writing data, you're losing anything you had before, regardless. I think we'll go through a DOS tutorial maybe later. There's DOS 6 by version 6.22. There was quite a bit of stuff in DOS. All right, let's put this 3 in there. Do our F3 shortcut, backspace 3, enter. All right. And in there somewhere should be a program called debug.com. And you type debug and you go in, you can write assembly language and mess with the registers and stuff in the microprocessor. There should be an editor called Edlin. That was like a scaled down version of Edit. More or less like a command line editor type deal. Okay. So now let's go CD backslash to go to the top of the line, top of the directory tree, directory /W. And then, oh yeah, we should go CD. Oops. CD. DOS disk. It didn't put the S on disk because I think you can only have, see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I think you can only have 8 characters, if I'm not mistaken. And it just chops off anything after that. All right, so dir, we should see 3 directories. All right. cd disk 1, dir. There we go. So you can do this too. You can go dir slash p, and it'll go a full screen and then pause. And you can hit the key, see some more, pause till it's done. All right, so that seemed to work. Everything seems good. So now if we want to go up 1 directory, we can just do 2 dots, cd dot dot, and that goes up. And then we can do a cd disk 2 and dir slash w slash p. And didn't need the slash p. All right, so that seemed to work. So we'll go cd dot dot, go back to that directory, and then cd change directory to disk 3. And in the case of the words, doesn't matter. And there we go. So we got all our DOS files copied in there, and they're compressed, but you can expand them yourself, or you can just run setup, however you want to do it. All right, cd backslash, go to the root directory. Whoop. All right, and then you want to clear the screen, cls, get the clutter off. All right. Let's copy easy drive, our easy drive disk, to the C drive. So we get our old DOS disk out here. Easy drive. So we just want to make directory easy and drive. And then we want to copy everything to easy drive. Everything from A. And now that I remember, we did not run the DOS setup program that we wanted to check out before. I think that's the only thing. There is a Western Digital blank check. No, we don't care about that because we know our hard drive's not blank. All right, so let's run the DOS setup and see what happens. CD, easy. I could type CD easy drive and DOS setup, and let's see what it gives us. Windows is an invalid destination path. That's weird. So it must be a Windows program or something. I never typed nothing about Windows. All right, so it has something to do with Windows, so we can't do nothing about that here. Okay, so I checked out that DOS setup thing. It's to run set up the driver for 32-bit access, um, disk access, and within Windows. So when you type that command in on DOS, then you have to give it the Windows directory location. That's why it came up with that message. And so I don't think we can do 32-bit disk access. So it's disabled on the drive anyway. So that's just not applicable in this circumstance. But it's good to find stuff like that out, learn something new every day. So we need DOS disks to put DOS on our computer, and we did that. We created the 3 DOS 6.22 disks last time, just when we were doing the easy drive thing, so we'd have something to boot up in. But so we'll use those disks, and we will go over there and install DOS on the system like right now. Okay, so to set up MS-DOS now, press enter. All right, well, let's do it. See what it gives us. Get my keyboard up here. All right. So we just want to continue setup and press enter. Yep, I would say that's correct. All right. And here we go, copying. Okay, time to restart. And then if you want to see what version you installed exactly to make sure, just change to the DOS directory. That D is like not liking me, is it? All right, and then just type version, VER, and that gives you your version. So we got 6.22.222. Oh, okay. So now we have DOS 6.22 on our system. So, and I did the whole thing on here in real time so that everybody can experience how long it takes and how that all works. And you can see every file that it copies and all that stuff. And if it's too boring, just skip through it. I know it's boring when you're doing it. It's been boring for 40 years, but that's just kind of to document how it is, because some people's never ever seen it before, and if you go skip past it or speed it up, people might not understand how long it really takes and how it works. So that's why I did that, and I'm going to do the same thing with Windows in the next video. So that's kind of it for now, and I will see you in the next video.